Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Dorothy. I'm a professional astrologer and you can find me on the web at nhastrologer.com. The link to my website is a live link right below this video, so come find me there. I have lots to offer on the site. So thank you today for joining me. I'm going to talk about December 2015 and this forecast is for Gemini and those with Gemini rising. Alright, so I want to start right off with, on December 4th, we have a lot of fire energy present in the day. So we almost have this grand trine in fire. So what we've got is Venus in Sagittarius making a trine aspect to Jupiter in Leo, fire in fire. We also have the Sun in Sagittarius making its own trine aspect to Uranus in Aries. Now, with all of these four planets engaged in this fiery energy, what we get for the day is we get a day that is very creative. It's a lot of fun actually, and we can be very expressive. It is a fantastic day for holiday decorating if you're the creative type. It's also a really good day to go shopping, but you got to be careful because Venus in Sagittarius at this point, the whole time it's in Sagittarius, it'll move into Capricorn on the 10th. But the whole time, all of December, while it is in Sag, you could overspend. And especially on a day like today and a couple of days on either side of this, with Venus in Sagittarius trining Jupiter. Jupiter is about excess and it is retrograde. So we're going to buy things that are excessive, maybe gaudy. Both that Sag and that Leo are known for maybe being a little eccentric, buying things or owning things or wearing things that are just kind of a little over the top, which is fine. It's creative, it's self-expressive. That's what that Leo energy is all about. Venus is the purse and the money that we have and how we make our money. So right now I just want to let you know that early December, be cautious about how much you spend. So, because you might pay for it later or regret it later. I don't know. You decide. It's your money, but it's just a little bit of information for you to use in whatever way you feel possible or feel you need to. Or just be creative with it. With the Sun and Uranus in a trine aspect, this is also an incredible amount of creativity. You can use that as a fun way to express yourself as well. All right. Now, on the same day, we have Mars in the sign moving into Aquarius. That happens in your solar ninth house. And what that means is that you are looking for this creative area and something creative. That's not exactly what I wanted to say. Look at Mars in Aquarius. There is movement, but there's also very analytical energy. All right, Mars won't be in there for very long, so it's going to take a few days for this energy actually to start to manifest. But in the meantime, you know, on the 4th, when it does move into that sign in your ninth house, you might be focusing in on what you know, the education that you have. You know, something very different than that holiday shopping thing. You're going to focus in on your education and the things that you know. Maybe some religious rituals is important for you on that day. We'll see. You'll see. All right, this is for you Gemini. So you guys are pretty casual and easygoing for the most part. So this energy, it's air energy, so you're familiar with it. You're an air sign, and Aquarius is an air sign as well. So there can be a possibility that you're going to some lectures, you're going to some church services. Things in this nature is what this energy of Mars in Aquarius in your ninth house will activate for you over the coming month. See how it goes. On December 5th, Mercury in Sagittarius makes a trine aspect to Uranus in Aries. Again, here we are with the Sagittarius energy is really dominant until the middle of the month. All right. So in the beginning of the month, Mercury in Sag, we might say something we don't mean. We tend to put our foot in our mouth when Mercury is in Sagittarius. It's a big potential for that. So I want you to be cautious of that. The trine aspect to Uranus, we're just going to feel like we have to say what's on our mind just to liberate the others around us, even though they won't want anything to do with it. So we might be liberating things and saying things that is not a good idea. But on the other side of that, I want you to you could use that energy and just be very creative. Sing, dance, have fun, express yourself in any way possible, any way that makes you feel free. And this is going to be different for everybody since everybody has their own personality. How you use this is your choice. But it is a great opportunity to just explore new things and get out in the world in a whole new way. Now, this is moving, the energy is moving into the full moon, which is on the 6th of December. It's at 14 degrees of Gemini, which means the sun is at 14 degrees of Sagittarius. On the east coast of the United States, this is 7:27 a.m. You're going to adjust according to where you live. But the full moon for you is in your first house. So that is illuminating the first house with the moon, the reflection of who you are. That means the sun is over in your 7th house. So, this is a relationship thing. This is where you're becoming aware of the relationships, the one-to-one personal relationships in your life or partnerships. You're becoming aware of what is working and what isn't working. It's as simple as that. It's very, very simple. I don't want to make it complicated at all. That Gemini energy is all about communicating what it is that you need in a relationship. And I say that because of the opposition of where the sun is. So if something isn't working for you, you need to tell your partner. Very, very simple. But, you know, I just said we got Mercury. He's the ruler of Gemini in a trine aspect with Uranus. And Uranus is all about sudden, unexpected things. Be kind if you can remember that. Be kind. Gemini is very easy, flirtatious energy anyways. But sometimes there's a little bit of a sharp tongue. I'm a Gemini, I know. With a little bit of a sharp tongue, and anybody who knows me personally is probably rolling their eyes and say, yes, ma'am, you are like that sometimes. Speaking the truth. It's not what everybody wants to hear, but it happens. Yeah, it gets me in trouble. Oh well. So, on that full moon, with that 14 degrees of Gemini, in your first house, it is all about you and what you need in a relationship. So identify what you need and communicate that to others. Super simple. And if you're not able to communicate that, do what a lot of people like to do at the full moon, and do this little ritual where you write something down and you burn it, and you write something down and you burn it, and you continue to do that if that's what you need to do. All right? So give that a shot. 2 days later, the sun and Mercury actually are finally in a conjunction. They are together in the solar system, so we're not going to be able to see Mercury. Basically what that means is that they work together. When planets are conjunct the sun, they have, there's no way that either of them can work independently. The sun kind of overpowers the planet that is in conjunction with it, especially the inner planets from us, Venus and Mercury. And this is the case today on the 8th of December. So light your fire. You know, if you have something to say, get it done and over with before the full moon. But you're able to do a lot of releasing with this as well, because Mercury is right conjunct the sun. That means it's kind of all burned up in a way. So write things out and burn it. That's a great way to use this energy on December 8th after the full moon. On December 10th, Venus finally moves into the sign. I say finally because I like Venus in Sag. When Venus goes into Capricorn, we become a little more practical and logical about how we're spending our money. And for you, that's in your solar 8th house. And that's a really good thing, because you know what, Gemini? Now you're going to stop spending so much money. You're going to realize, oh, I might have spent too much money already. And we're only halfway through December. So we might have spent too much money for holiday gift giving or whatever it is, whatever we're spending money on for ourselves even. So this is an opportunity to slow it down. This is an awareness that will manifest over the next few weeks. So you realize that, all right, let me get a little more logical and practical about this, and we will shift our gift buying from over the top stuff to things that are more practical, and that it makes our 8th house much happier, because that 8th house again is the money that you borrow that you can use. So it's inheritances as well, but in this instance it really looks more like it is the credit cards that we're using, okay, because we're just going along with the time of year here in the United States. Now on December 12th, I'm going to keep on going, talking fast. Hit pause if you need to take notes. I know I'm talking fast. I am a Gemini actually, so I will talk too fast. Stop and breathe once in a while though, that's important. All right, December 12th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius. I'm just looking at my notes here. See, let me show you. This, I'm reading this. This tells me everything I need to know. I have to write it out, so it's too much in 1 month to remember in my head. So, Gemini, shorthand, astrological shorthand. Where was I? December 12th, Mercury in Sagittarius makes a trine aspect to Jupiter in Leo. So you know what? We had that in the beginning of the month. We had Venus trine Jupiter. Now we have Mercury trine Jupiter. And again, that's just going to increase. Even though Venus is in Capricorn, we're going to feel like we need to spend a little more, or we're at least going to start with, or we're going to use Mercury in another way and do a lot of driving or a lot of phone calls. It's just a lot of great activity. It's a really nice day. I mean, we have nothing that's harsh at all so far this month, which is a nice relief. It's coming though. I'll tell you in a minute. I know. And on the 14th of December, we have the Sun in Sag making a trine to Jupiter as well. So Mercury trines Jupiter on the 12th, and the Sun trines Jupiter, excuse me, on the 14th. And that is fun days. So those are 3 days that are really fun, lots of energy, lots of activity. Just like December 4th and 5th and 6th, there's just a lot going on, and it's all very much, it's all just excitable and fun. It's creative. Express yourself, you know, decorate, do the things that you do for your holiday, whatever it is that you like to celebrate. It's a great time to feel good, be generous, and to help others. Now, on December 15th, we get Uranus makes another square to Pluto. It's exact on December 15th. This is going on in your 8th house and your 11th houses. So those two houses is a 90-degree angle. And let me get into the energy of that. Now, since June 2012, these two planets have been dancing with each other. That was the first square, exact square. It was June 2012. This is number 6. This is the 6th square these two have created since 2012, and there'll be one more in March 2015, and then this will be done. What this is doing is a planetary shift. This is a planetary shift. This is all about creating independence and becoming, you know, being that rebel, and as an individual, but as a global state as well, breaking down the old ways, the old guard, the old ways of thinking, the old ways of doing things. And that is Pluto in Capricorn. That started in 2008 when Pluto entered Capricorn. But with Uranus, once Uranus started coming in on the game in June 2012 until March 2015, it is kicking us into gear, so we finally have had enough. We're able to move things through and push things through so we can feel like we have more independence, more freedoms. You know, we're just not agreeing with the way the world has done it in the past, and there's just been a lot of energy about in the world, and a lot of rebels and a lot of wars. There's always a lot of wars in this world, but these are opportunities for us to change ourselves, and that has a ripple effect out into the world, because I know I can't change the world, but I can change one person at a time, which is myself. And then if that change affects somebody else, and this is how you do it for yourself. So for you, Gemini, this, you know, Pluto's been in your 8th house for a long time, so that it is all about transformation, Pluto's natural home. So it is all about a deep transformation going on. There's a lot of loss when Pluto moves through the 8th house. I know when it happened to me, I lost many family members, and a lot of things in my life just had to go away, and there's nothing we can do about it. You have to go along with it. And Uranus, but Uranus in Aries gives us at a 90-degree angle, as it is, even though it's a challenge, it gives us the energy and the strength to become somebody new and to step into new shoes and do new things. And for you, that's in your 11th house, which is associated to groups and social endeavors. So for you, Gemini, this energy is all about changing the dynamic of who you've been over the last few years, and you're changing it into something that's newer, more independent, taking risks. And I could just do a whole video on that, but I won't. And there's plenty of information out there, so look up Uranus square Pluto. Cafe Astrology is really good too. And Learn more about that if it interests you, or I can also help you out with that too. So how we do this on personal level affects the global state, and this transit is something that is very global. This is why the world is shifting. This is why we feel so much darkness. That's that Pluto, and we feel that darkness because we're working through our light, and the light is coming through the darkness, and we have to just, you know, work that energy out for ourselves. And once we work that out for ourselves and we learn to live in our own peace and light and harmony, then the darkness doesn't affect us like it used to. It's around us, but it doesn't have to affect us. And we slowly move our way away from the negative things that have been part of our lives for our whole life. And we move away from those things. It's a natural process. All right, so don't be frightened. It's been going on for 6 years, so this is nothing new. It's just that we have that exact hit on December 15th. But it's surrounded by some great stuff, so it's not too hard. The next day on December 16th, Mercury does move into the sign of Capricorn, and again, that's your 8th house. Your 8th house is the focus for the month of December for you, Gemini. And that is, again, transformation, and is looking at your financial situations and the things that have gone through deep transformations over the last few years. What is, you know, what's you're taking note of what's going on right now and what is remaining, and what's remaining is what you need to really focus in on. And Mercury and Capricorn can definitely help you do that and become just a little more focused. All right. Next, I want to move on, okay? December 20th, we're getting close to the winter solstice, but not quite yet. On December 20th, Venus in Capricorn squares Uranus in Aries. This is just a little bit of a challenge on the day. You know, it could be a difficult day to get around, you know, by driving or whatever. We could be having some snow issues in the northern hemisphere. I don't know, it's almost summer down in the southern hemisphere, so you guys should be having maybe just some rain or something, but it depends. Anyways, I won't get into weather astrology. That Venus in Capricorn is logical, practical in that 8th house, squaring Uranus in the 11th house for you, Gemini. And that is, again, you just focusing in on what those group endeavors are all about for you and how you want to work that now. All right? So is somebody, what are you valuing right now? Is a group demanding more time than you have? Or is something, or are you having to spend some more money than you have on something that you don't want to spend money on? I don't know. You'll have to know your own chart to know the answers to that, but those are all some of the potentials of that Venus square Uranus. Now we also have on December 20th, Venus conjuncts Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. This is intense energy. This is in your 8th house. So once again, we are looking at a financial situation for yourself. Or if it is not financial and your finances are fine, then this is not going to create something that is not part of your life. What it's just going to do is bring an awareness to something. So if you don't have any issues with your finances, then this is not a problem for you, okay? So don't panic. If you do have financial situations, this will bring it to a head so you're able to handle it, so you don't have to hide from it anymore. So just work it out. Now, if none of that works for you, you know, that 8th house is just about that deep soul transformation. So do that for yourself. Get into meditation. Take some deep time and go into quietness. Go into solitude. Do things like that. Whatever resonates with you. This is important that we work that Pluto energy, you know, because we're always changing. We can't stay the same. We can never stay the same. And this is just really helpful for you, especially Gemini. All right, let's move on. On December 21st, we have the winter solstice. We also have Yule. It is Yule for those who celebrate that. And it is the new moon. So all of this happens between 6 p.m. and 8:36 p.m. So the new moon at 0 degrees of Capricorn is at 8:36 p.m. Eastern time zone in the United States. That is, again, in your solar 8th house. It's in your 8th house. You are focusing in on your finances once again. This is just the focus. Every zodiac sign, this is focusing in a certain house. For you, Gemini, it's your 8th house, and that is transformation. Now, something I haven't mentioned either, it is that whole process of death and rebirth as well. So whatever's going on in your life, we all have that process going on in one little sector of our life somewhere. So whatever's going on of a type of death and rebirth for you, this is a fantastic opportunity for you to really solidify that with this new moon there and really set into place some new rules or some new regulations for yourself and some new structure for yourself. And that's what it is that you want to do with this new moon in Capricorn. Set new goals around structure, around finances. It could even involve your career, because Capricorn is involved in our careers. So your career can be going through a little bit of a shift, which is giving you either more responsibility, more money, or you're trying to find something else. Moon on Yule, on the winter solstice, is all about setting new goals for business and or for the foundation and the structure of our careers and our lives, okay? On the 23rd, Saturn moves into the sign of Sagittarius. That will be in your 7th house of relationships. So when Saturn moves into Sagittarius, you know, Saturn is again in charge of our career and what we know, you know, how people know us in our career sector. But the Sagittarius is just fun, energetic. It is about travel, foreign travel, and carefree energy. So, and it is education. In your 7th house, so this just means that there is a nice shift going on. You have a partnership coming up, or you're able to really feel comfortable within a new relationship you might be in. There's just so many different ways that this can work. Oh, that's where my 7th, that's in my 7th house. Interesting. I don't know, I'm not in a relationship. But, you know, even if you are, if you aren't, the partnerships that you work with, I'm in many partnerships, business partnerships, they can be very, very helpful. And again, it includes a lot of travel as well, if that is part of your life, if you are a person who travels, and it will increase that. But not lots of little trips, but maybe a nice one big trip so you can really learn something and use that in your career later on down the line. That would be fun. I would like that. That's because I want someone to maybe invite me to the southern hemisphere while it's winter here. That's what I'm looking for. I'll probably end up going to Florida. I'm in the northeast, and it's chilly. It's chilly here. So I'm going to move on. Enough personal stuff. Let's see, Christmas Day. So December 25th, we have Mercury conjunct Pluto. Yikes! In your 8th house. Do me a favor, and if there is a family issue or a lifelong issue that you need to bring up, either bring it up from a place of love and compassion, so something can be exposed, so it can be healed. That's the Pluto and the 8th house. You do that, or don't say anything at all, because if something comes up from a place of anger and fear, it is going to fester and it's going to make a situation worse. So we have two very distinct sides to this transit, especially in your 8th house. So if you have something that's important that you know can be resolved because it's coming from a place of love and compassion, then it's fine. But if it's coming from a place of fear, then I wouldn't do it. I would just save it for another day. Even though it's a transit that happens today, as long as you know it, doesn't mean you're going to stop somebody else from doing it. I don't know. Actually, I do know. You might not be able to stop somebody from doing it. I don't know. Just keep it. Don't do it yourself if you can't do it from a place that is from your heart. Okay, that's really what I'm trying to say. There's a potential for amazing amount of healing with this transit, even though it's on Christmas. And for some people, this transit can just remind us of those who have passed. You know, those who are not with us anymore. It's always a hard time of year when people pass, and when we have holidays that we celebrate and they're not there anymore. You know, we all feel that in one way or another. So have some compassion for yourself. And I want to end this forecast on December 31st. The only thing I can tell you about that day is the moon is in Taurus, so eat, drink, and be merry. That's how I'm going to end every video today. Eat, drink, and be merry. Have fun. Happy New Year. And with amazing amount of gratitude and love. Thank you all so much for watching me throughout this year. I've been on YouTube for 5 years, and I will continue to do so. And thank you very much. And share, Gemini, share. Tell everybody. The more people who see this, the better it is for me, because then I am able to continue to do my passion and the things that I love to do, which is this. So thank you, and come find me at nhastrologer.com, Facebook, Dorothy Morgan Astrologer. Thank you. Blessed be. Namaste.